from the National News Studio, Sri Lanka.
A pleasant evening and a very warm welcome to the National News broadcast. We are coming to you live from the Rupavahini News Studios. I'm Dilanjali Ananda.
Good evening, I'm Charita Minipurarachi, and now let's move on to the headlines for tonight's news.
The no confidence motion against Minister Kehalia Rambukwella defeated. A national policy which will not be changed by ministers or governments will be introduced. The set of proposals on reviewing the defence situation presented to the cabinet. The petition filed by parliamentarian Dayasrijasekara dismissed. 49 killed in a boat attack in Mali.
On to those and other stories in detail now, and starting off with the top local story. The no-confidence motion presented by the opposition against the Health Minister Kehalia Rambukwella was defeated in Parliament today.
113 parliamentarians voted against the motion and only 73 voted for it. The relevant debate was held for 3 days and government and opposition parliamentarians expressed their views in the final day, today as well. Parliamentarian Shaminda Vijayasri said that many innocent lives were lost due to these medicines of inferior quality. Due to the opposition raising voices against this injustice, the death toll was reduced. Minister Ramesh Patirana said that millions of lives have been saved by the penicillin medicine. It is to be reminded that the world's most reacting medicine is considered to be penicillin and its categories. 2 patients in Sri Lanka died due to the use of medicine used in the penicillin category. There are at least 20 deaths reported annually from England due to the use of this medicine. Prime Minister Dinesh Gunawardena said that this is a no-confidence vote presented by the opposition with allegations levelled without any evidence. The opposition is using the time and opportunity to make their propaganda. Parliamentarian Dr. Harini Amarasuriya said that we do not believe that this health crisis will be resolved by expelling the health minister. We do not believe that anyone who comes into this position will be directly involved to solve health crisis. Due to the usage of low-quality medicine and medical products, the harm is caused to the dignified health system in this country, which has a good fame for more than hundreds of years.
Minister Kehalia Rambukwella said that it is to be highlighted the medicine which caused death of a young woman in Peradeniya has been registered and approved by the National Medical Regulatory Authority. The cause of the death of this young woman is due to an anaphylaxis, which is life-threatening allergic condition. 4,000 deaths in America and about 20 deaths in the UK are reported annually due to anaphylaxis. The minister said that he condemns the actions of opposition politicians who attempt to gain political mileage through the death of the innocent girl. He said that he was able to ask the members of NMRA to resign immediately as they have not provided public accounts for 6 years. The minister added that he was able to aid legal actions against 27 officers in one single day.
එතුමාගේ කෝපයකින් කිව්වා ජාතික ඖෂධ නියාමන අධිකාරියේ අවුරුදු 6කින් පබ්ලික් අකවුන්ට්ස් ඉදිරිපත් කළා නැහැ. මම බෝඩ් එකට අයින් වෙන්න කිව්වා. ආනන්ද කුලරත්නත් ඒක හිටියා. අදත් මාත් එක්ක ජම්මාන්ත වෛරයි. එයා තමයි නම්බර 30 වැඩිම කාලය ගත කරන්නේ අද. NMR එක ගැන ලොකු චෝදනාවක් තිබ්බා. කිසි කෙනෙකුට අත ගහන්න බෑ කිව්වා. සයිට් කරන්න නැහැ කියලා 27 දෙනෙක් එක දවසේ අයින් කරා. ෆයිල් 5000ක් තියෙනවා එතන. ඔන්න ඕක නතර කරන්න කරුණාකරලා ඔබතුමාලා හරි කවදා හරි ඔන්න ඕක නතර කරන්න. මොකද වෙන්නේ? ඩොසියස් 5ක් දෙනවා. ඩොසියස් 5ක් දුන්නාම එකකට අනුමැතිය දෙනවා. ඒ අනුමැතිය දෙනකොට ලක්ෂ ගාණක් එතෙන්ද යනවා. 1000ක 5000ට දානවා. ඔය හොර වැඩපිළිවෙල තමයි මේ අය 27 දෙනෙක් අහුවෙලා අවුරුදු ගාණක් කරේ. මේවා කරනකොට අපිට බනිනවා, අපිට ගහනවා, අපිට මේ විරුද්ධතාවය සාමාන්‍යයි. මොකද හේතුව මේ විරුද්ධතාවය මදිමට මිනිහෙක් මරණකම් දැන් බලාගෙන ඉන්නවා.
The vote on the no-confidence motion was taken this evening following the 3-day debate. A total of 113 MPs voted against the motion while 73 MPs voted in favour. In addition, 38 MPs were absent during the vote. Speaker Mahinda Yapa announced the results of the vote, declaring that the no-confidence motion was defeated with a majority of 40 votes. Now, President Ranil Wickremesinghe, during his speech at the unveiling of the National Evaluation Policy Implementation Framework held at Temple Trees this morning, underscored the CR involvement of the Ministry of Finance and the Project Management Department in the policy's execution.
This initiative aims to instill discipline within the government system. Currently, the assessment of expenditures in the top 10 highest spending ministries in the progress, with the forthcoming report salted for presentation in Parliament in all three official languages, ensuring transparency. The President revealed plans to develop a foreign policy paper by the Minister of Foreign Affairs by the end of this year and a long-term defence policy for Sri Lanka by the Ministry of Defence. These initiatives aim to ensure a more consistent and enduring approach to policy making followed by other ministries in producing a national policy framework. He also stressed the importance of addressing policy adaptation issues to the ministry level, ensuring the national policies are effectively implemented. President Ranil Wickremesinghe, highlighting the importance of this landmark policy and its implications for the country's governance, stressed that the need for a national evaluation policy, given the 7-year journey from its inception, that vividly illustrates the need for a comprehensive framework to assess the government actions.
Now we have come to 2023. The 7 years that has gone by itself shows the need for a national evaluation policy. This is the work that has gone in during this period is remarkable. So this policy, the evaluation policy, we will implement in through this Ministry of Finance and the Project Management Department, and it certainly is a useful tool to bring discipline into the system. If you look at some of the projects that have been selected, and on the other hand, the length that has been taken over some of them, it's amazing. Therefore, we will commence now the implementation. In fact, while you all are working on the national evaluation policy, we took a decision to certainly analyze the spendings in the 10 largest spending ministries. The results that are coming out will show what has happened. I mean, basically, it's not encouraging at all. We have fallen back. I wanted the report being presented to Cabinet to be available in all 3 languages when it will be presented to Parliament. But I must say here is that while we have done the national evaluation policy, what all our work has shown in the last year's assessment is actually one big void in our system, the absence of national policy. National policy should not change. So we first have to decide, Parliament, not the government. We must try and agree on what are the basic principles. Let the basic principles be agreed on and then get a national policy framework. Within that, policies can change from government to government, not from minister to minister. Or policies can stay on. But today, as the free market economy, we can't be changing policies as we like. We have to have consistent policies. The next step will be to look at the policies. Already Parliament has appointed a committee which has given a report on national policies. The Cabinet has to discuss it, and looking at this experience, we'll have to take a new approach as to how policies are being made, the role of the Cabinet, the role of Parliament, and the role of execution.
And the set of proposals on review of security situations 2030 was presented to the Cabinet meeting recently by President Ranil Wickremesinghe. It has been presented as the first step to prepare a national policy on defence of the country. This set of proposals is needed to study alternative policies as a measure to face the future strategic challenges in pursuant to principles that confirms the defence of Sri Lanka. The review of this set of proposals will cover the security measures that should be taken up to 2030 and beyond that. It will also consider the strategic vision of Sri Lanka in 2030 and challenges on defence policies. It also focuses attention on the existing security structure and financial situation and the matters that should be given priority according to the current financial situation. Sri Lanka's strategical attention was focused on fighting against the LTTE and other terrorist organizations with the aim of confirming the internal security of the country. However, the strategic environment in Sri Lanka and the Indian Ocean region has become more complex and challenging at present. In this background, Sri Lanka has to maintain internal stability in the country. In addition, the country has to focus attention on the current regional matters as well. A team headed by retired Major General Channa Gunatilaka has been appointed to conduct this defence review. Retired Rear Admiral J.J. Ranasinghe, retired Major General P.R. Vanigasuriya, retired Air Vice Marshal Andrew Vijayasuriya and Ms. Shashikala Premawardana of Sri Lanka Foreign Service and an advisor to the Ministry of National Policies and Economic Stabilisation, Daniel Aponsis, have been appointed as the other members. This team will be supported by top officials of 3 armed forces, Foreign Service, Treasury and security experts, and the secretary appointed by the President and staff will provide the critical support for the team. Now, views were expressed over the Channel 4 video and the Easter Sunday in Parliament today as well.
Minister Vijayadas Rajapaksa said that the Parliament should decide on the nature of the probe into the allegations by the recent Channel 4 video on the Easter Sunday attacks. He further said that the President Ranil Wickremesinghe proposed an international probe on the Easter Sunday attacks as soon as he was sworn in as the President of Sri Lanka last year. However, he had not received any favourable response from any party on this matter. Therefore, it is up to Parliament to decide on the nature of the probe. He added that he predicted an extremist attack in Sri Lanka 29 weeks before the Easter Sunday attacks, and he was heavily criticised by the ministers and MPs of the government whom belonging to. The entire nation came a victim of the Easter Sunday attacks as a result of negligence. The minister then referred to a remark by TNA MP Shanakyan Ramakrishna, who played an audio clip in the House of Thursday whilst alleging that there has been a manipulation of justice in releasing TMVP leader Sivaneshathurai Chandrakrantan, who was in prison. Rasamanikam claimed that the clip was given to him by Asad Maulana, who Channel 4 identified as their whistleblower. Minister Rajapaksa also stressed that MP Rasamanikam seems to have been more clips and information given to him by Maulana. If so, he should produce them to CID. Senior advisor to the President on National Defence and the Chief of Presidential Staff Sagala Ratnayaka says that the timely and brave decisions taken by President Ranil Wickremesinghe has clearly paved the way for a positive path towards saving the country from the economic crisis.
He made these remarks participating at the opening ceremony of the 16th International Research Forum of the Sir John Kotalawala Defence University. This forum has been organized under the title of Achieving Endurance through Digitalization, Sustainability and Sectoral Transformation. This forum provided opportunity for professionals and researchers of various fields to share their new knowledge obtained by researchers. Governor of the Central Bank, Dr. Nandalal Veerasinghe, delivered the keynote address at this forum. Nobel laureate Professor of Medicine Leyland Hartwell of Arizona State University in the USA also addressed the forum online.
KDU plays this leading role in determining the future of not just military but also civilian students through high quality education. Sri Lanka is way behind in the field of research. KDU is forging in this area and filling in the gap that Sri Lanka has in the sphere of research. We have so many things to do. We have an economy to grow, which is the most important thing. The state-owned enterprises need to be reformed. The economic climate has to be made good for people to be able to come and invest here, or even for Sri Lankans to invest. All of this means opening up, liberalizing, but with the right checkpoints, which can be in the form of laws, regulations. Other countries have done this. There are visitors here today from various countries who have led in these fields and reached the peak in their own or grown their economies as a result of this. Basically, I think the youth, it's in your hands. If you keep protesting on the streets, saying we want these to be part of our family silver, these are our national treasures, we can't let go of it. But what good is it if it's going to keep draining the coffers and draining the people's pockets as a result of that? So these are the decisions we will have to make.
Now, the annual final Randoli Perahara of the annual Asala Festival of Kotte Raja Mahavihara is to parade streets tomorrow night.
It is significant that members of the Youth Society of the temple prepare garments and ornaments for the elephants participating in the Perahera. There is a special place called Elephant Room at the temple premises for this purpose. The members of the Youth Society annually prepare all the garments and decorations to be fine-dyed elephants that take part in the Perahera. Traditional Sinhalese designs are used for this purpose. These youths are not professional clothing designers. They do various jobs in the daytime and engage in the decorative work in the night. These activities are being carried out under the guidance and supervision of Deputy Incumbent of the Kotte Raja Mahavihare, Venerable Thalangama Devananda Thera. This group of youths who dedicate their time, skill and labour for the social welfare activities exemplary for the entire youth community in the island.
Now, the Barbie movie that shattered many box office records has become a global hit. However, in Sri Lanka, Barbie became a topic of a discussion between the President Ranil Wickremesinghe and a group of students. President Ranil Wickremesinghe asked a student if she watched the latest Barbie movie when he met students of Sivali Central College, Ratnapura at the Presidential Secretariat.
Who's your English literature? What are you studying? Who's your favorite author? William Shakespeare.
Yeah, I'm interested in his Othello and everything. I'm so interested in him, sir.
You must be watching enough of English films.
Yeah.
What was that new one? Barbie, no? Did you watch that?
Yeah, no, I didn't got
You
the
didn't
chance.
watch that?
No.
What's the use of doing English?
No, I'm just wishing to see it, but still didn't get the chance.
Right.
President Ranil Wickremesinghe has reaffirmed that the country's education policies will be safeguarded from political influence and unified under a single legal framework. Speaking at the 150th anniversary celebration of Eppavala Siddhartha Central College yesterday, President Wickremesinghe emphasized the need for a new education system to drive rapid development as Sri Lanka rebuilds following an economic crisis. The President underscored the importance of preparing Sri Lanka's education system to become a global university in the future, requiring swift and substantial education reforms. As part of the commemorative event, President Wickremesinghe unveiled a special postage stamp in honor of the college's 150th anniversary. The President's visit marked a historic moment as the first ever visit by a sitting President to Siddhartha Central College. The President also left a commemorative entry in the college's guest book. President Ranil Wickremesinghe extended his warm appreciation to the outstanding students of the college who demonstrated exceptional academic achievements in the 2021 A-level examination. In recognition of their hard work and dedication, he presented them with commemorative gifts as a token of honor and then joined the faculty for a group photo. During the commemorative event, a thoughtful and artistic gift crafted by a talented college student. President Wickremesinghe highlighted the importance of integrating emerging technologies and artificial intelligence into the education curriculum, recognizing their pivotal role in preparing students for the future workforce. Additionally, the President recalled the introduction of an associate degree system in 1989 intended to align education with employment opportunities despite facing challenges during its initial implementation. President Wickremesinghe expressed his intention to reintroduce this system, aiming to create a more job-oriented education landscape in Sri Lanka. President Ranil Wickremesinghe expressed a visionary aspiration for Sri Lanka, envisioning it as a global university hub open to students from all corners of the world.
United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime will contribute to global peace and security by making the world safer from drugs, crime, corruption and terrorism. This mission works with the member states, civil society, academia and other partners to promote justice and the rule of law at all levels.
As a part of its support to Sri Lanka, the mission has initiated a pilot project on improving the efficiency of the justice system in the island. Accordingly, the UN body supports the Department of Prisons to carry out virtual hearings and effective prosecution of cases to reduce the congestion in prisons. For this purpose, it will donate medical, ICT and security equipment for the Department of Prisons to improve healthcare services in the Walikada prison. The ICT equipment will be installed and utilized in mobile court rooms in the selected prisons in the southern province in Sri Lanka.
Sri Lanka, unfortunately, like many other countries, is not new to health emergencies or virtual hearings to enable justice to continue its course within prison setting. We encountered during COVID-19 unprecedented challenges that we try to overcome collectively with the member states. And I would like to say that virtual hearings will continue to obviously amplify the good experiences that we started during the COVID pandemic. The advance made both at policy level, legal provisions, and of course, naturally, the practical arrangements to materialize those legal provisions give us the hope to continue this journey together with the prison department to ensure quality, transparent and efficient service delivery, because persons incarcerated continue to benefit from the due course of justice. Together with us, and of course today is a symbolic another gesture or our joint journey, we'll provide medical technology and informational and communication technologies to the prison administration to enable you to continue to be efficient in the obviously the charge of your duties, to improve health, to improve prison data management, and naturally to enable virtual hearings and of course the continue and support to the course of justice.
So Department of Prisons today is facing big challenge because of prison overcrowding. So UNODC is engaging with us, I think more than 5 years. So during this period you supported us especially in the area of infrastructure development, equipment donations and the capacity building of officials. So this is wonderful job you have done with my team. So it's very helpful to upgrade the prison system in Sri Lanka.
Now, the quarterly Members Speak event organised by the Management Club of Mount Lavinia was held recently at the Hotel Galadari. Eminent corporate leader Mr. Kapila Sri Chandrasekhara delivered the keynote address of the event on the topic of domestic debt optimisation, way forward, opportunities and challenges. The event was attended by more than 100 senior corporate leaders and members of the Management Club. Session created much interest to the audience as all possible practical scenarios that can arise post-domestic debt optimization was discussed with its impact to economic and business landscape of Sri Lanka. Current Sri Lankan economic crisis and way forward was discussed objectively with scientific economic data in a non-political lens, bringing out learning from world economies. Mr. Kanishka Ranavira, chairman of the Management Club, Mount Lavinia, enlightened objectives of the club, highlighting club vision on skill development of the youth and SME sector of Sri Lanka. Funds generated from the event would be utilized to organize skill development sessions for university undergraduates and entrepreneurs of the Sri Lankan SME sector.
So what I like to pose to the two people on my two sides is we have this target of going from 128% of GDP, debt to GDP ratio in 2022 to 95% by 2032, right? So one can say, you know, this 95% came from the IMF and so on. But even if you forget the IMF, we have to say debt sustainability means we must be able to pay this debt. Forget the IMF. Is 95% achievable with what has been done so far?
My personal view is that you can probably get to 95% GDP because this is a 10-year target. The more immediate need from even the IMF program is that during the IMF program there is an external gap. There's a number of dollars that the Sri Lankan economy cannot handle. There's a number of debt payments on a yearly basis the Sri Lankan economy cannot handle. Those will very much require the debt restructuring to go through, because those are what's really difficult to make. Now, the part of it is because our debt is at a current level, it's going to be difficult, particularly on the external side, for the external debt to keep growing significantly, because we don't have the access, because of our economic conditions, because of the level of our debt, to actually keep borrowing, 1 billion, 2 billion, 3 billion, whatever that we did in the past. That is going to be unlikely. So our external debt burden might only grow very small, in a very low level, while in rupee terms our GDP can grow. But I do think that obviously the other target, the gross financing needs targets, the foreign currency debt servicing targets, those will be much harder to meet without the restructuring going through.
For me, technically possible, so practically also need to be possible. There are a lot of ifs and buts in this that we need to understand. All of us who are here and who are not here, I think we'll have to work towards this. And looking at from my bank's point of view, now statutory reserve ratio has been reduced from 4 to 2. As a result, central bank has been able to release about 200 billion rupees to the economy, or rather to banks, for them to have a greater cushion. Why do we need this money? It's not for us, it's not for the bank. For us to give it back to especially SMEs and other sectors. So in other words, central bank is expecting us to have economic growth through production and the new developments, new entrepreneurs and things like that. If you do that, there are so many other measures that have been taken. So then I think this is possible. That's how of course, the exchange rate is absolutely important. But apart from that, I think there are so many other measures that have been taken, which is very important.
The Met Department says that showers and thunder showers can be occurred in the western, Sabaragamuwa and northwestern provinces and in the Kandy, Nuwara Ali and Galle districts from time to time today as well.
Rains over 50 millimeters or more may experience in some areas in the western and Sabaragamuwa provinces and Puttalam, Galle and Mathura districts. The landslide warning issued by the National Building Research Organisation has been further extended as heavy rains continue. Low-lying areas in the Paragoda, Naliad and Dampara areas in Bulat Sinhala area have gone underwater due to overflowing of the Kudaganga river. Our correspondent reported that motor transport along the Bulat Sinhala Mulkawa main road hampered due to the flood. Many low-lying areas in Bhagavantalawa have submerged due to floods. The irrigation department says water level of the Kesalgamu has risen considerably. Many access ways to estate housing in Bhagavantalawa and Kotiagala areas have also gone underwater. Over 1,000 acres of matured paddy cultivations at Ranna and Netholpitia in the Hambantota district have been destroyed by the floods. The farmers of these areas have faced immense difficulties in collecting their paddy harvest due to rainy weather. Many areas in the Mathura district is also submerged due to heavy rains experiencing in the district at present. Authorities have informed the people living close to either banks of the Nilwala river to be vigilant on rising water levels. In addition, there is a risk of crocodiles encroaching the nearby villages.
And we have more news from home in brief. Colombo District Court has dismissed a petition filed requesting a restraining order against the decision taken to suspend the party membership of the SLFP General Secretary Dasri Jayasekara. However, the Colombo District Court issued a restraining order preventing Sarath Ekanaika acting as the General Secretary of the SLFP. The Nikavara Wildlife Veterinary Unit started treatments to the singles tusker titled Chandi in Galagamu area today. The villagers have informed that the left back leg of the elephant is injured. Accordingly, the veterinary surgeons have injected antibiotics to the elephant today. The second International Library Research Conference was held today at the Library Services Board in Colombo. The program was organized under the title of Transformation of Libraries in the Digital Era. Chairman of the board, Professor Nanda Dharmaratna, and several others were present at this event. Now, the International Seminar on Indigenous Medicine System, Educational and Trade Exhibition commenced at the BMICH premises in Colombo today under the patronage of Prime Minister Dinesh Gunawardena.
This event has been jointly organized by the Ayurveda Department, the Ministry of Health and Engineering Medical Faculty of the Colombo University. In this exhibition, a set of quality Ayurveda pharmaceutical productions was introduced to the local and foreign market. Public awareness campaigns on indigenous medical system and day-to-day healthcare have also been organized in this exhibition. In addition, an international conference on Ayurveda, Unani, Siddha and indigenous medicine will also be held in line with the exhibition. The exhibition is open for public tomorrow and the day after as well. The certificate awarding ceremony of the Legal Awareness Diploma introduced for the executive officers of the Sri Lanka National Cooperative Board was held in Colombo today under the patronage of Prime Minister Dinesh Gunawardena. State Minister Shantha Bandara, S. Vijayandaran and a group of officials were present at this occasion. A meeting between Prime Minister Dinesh Gunawardena and British High Commissioner in Sri Lanka Andrew Patrick was held in the Temple Trees yesterday. They held talks on enhancing bilateral relations and cooperations between Sri Lanka and the United Kingdom. The British High Commissioner agreed to further increase the development cooperation between the two countries, and attention was also focused on starting new investment projects with the participation of private sector in the island. And meanwhile, the Sabaragamuwa Provincial Director of Health Services, Dr. Kapila Kannangara, says that no death due to dengue fever has been reported from the Sabaragamuwa province during the period between June to August this year.
He said, however, current dengue control programs are continued without any interruption.
Dengue වගකීම අපේ අරමුණයි. ජාතික රූපවාහිනිය සමග මෝටීන්. ඩෙන්ගු නැති හැටක්.
286 dengue patients were reported in June in the Ratnapura district. It has gone down up to 174 in August. Last June, 521 dengue cases were reported from the Kegor district. The amount has decreased to 260 in August. Now, the program of student parliament initiated by the Ministry of Education is successfully practiced at school level.
The aim of this program is to enlighten the students on democracy, responsibility, accountability and the importance of voting. A program in relation to this topic was held at the Gautami Girls School in Colombo yesterday. The Ministry of Education says a new circular with set of guidelines has been issued, replacing the circular issued on the 22nd of January 2016 over the Student Parliament program. Under the new circular, the Student Parliament program has to be adjusted to suit the new objectives. Accordingly, the students should be informed on the importance of listening to others, tolerating their views and accepting the views of the majority. Students from grade 6 to the 13 should be elected as members of the Student Parliament. The Ministry of Education expects to enhance leadership skills among the students through this program. Stay tuned with international news after this break. Welcome back with international news. The interim government on Mali says the Islamist militants have attacked a riverboat in northeastern Mali, killing at least 49 civilians. The interim government officials also reportedly attacked an army camp, killing 15 soldiers, while around 50 militants are said to have died. The government has declared 3 days of national mourning. The Islamist threat has become growing despite claims by the military that Russian Wagner Group's mercenaries are turning to tide their campaign. The northern city of Timbuktu has been under blockade since the end of last month, and there have been several other recent attacks on transport.
Now, the Super 4 round matches of Asia Cup cricket tournament scheduled in Sri Lanka will begin tomorrow. The first match will be played between Sri Lanka and Bangladesh.
The Sri Lanka, Bangladesh and Pakistan teams that were in Pakistan for preliminary round matches arrived in the island yesterday in the same flight. A group of officials of Sri Lanka cricket were present at the airport to welcome them. The Sri Lanka-Bangladesh match p.m. tomorrow at the R. Premadasa grounds in Colombo. The match between India and Pakistan will be played on Sunday at the same venue. Meanwhile, Police Media Division announces that a special traffic plan will be effective around the R. Premadasa grounds during this period. The organizers of the tournament, Pakistan Cricket, has decided to reduce the ticket prices of C and D blocks of the R. Premadasa Stadium. The price reduction will be available only for the Sri Lanka-Bangladesh match and the matches that will be played on the 12th, 14th and 15th. Accordingly, a ticket of C and D blocks can be purchased at 1,000 rupees. Prices of tickets of the match between India and Pakistan and the match that will be played on the 17th of this month will not be reduced.
And that's all the news we have for tonight. Join us tomorrow at the same time for the very latest on ChannelEye. I'm Dilanjali, together with Charita, signing off. Good night.
Have a pleasant night.